gotten a few requests for this one and I finally had the chance to film it. In today's video, I'll walk you through how to get your first pull-up. I have included timestamps so you can skip to what's more relevant to you, but I recommend staying around because I'll be covering important topics like the mechanics, techniques, progression, and I'll even teach you how to structure your own pull-up program. You don't need any prerequisite, but learning the chin-up first makes things a lot easier. Chin-ups rely more on the biceps, while pull-ups are more back dominant. If you can do chin-ups, you already have some baseline strength and movement patterns that carry over to the pull-up. For me, I learned the chin-up first, and then neutral grip pull-up, and then finally the pronated grip pull-ups. I see them as three separate skills, and that helped me to stay motivated as I get to check them off one by one. I know progress keeps me motivated, and so I like to set mini goals while working towards my main one. If you can't hang on to the bar, you won't last long enough to do a rep or a few pull-up reps. That is why grip strength comes first. You don't have to only train this before moving on to other pull-up progressions, but this should be one of your priority. Try different grips. You've got supine, pronated, neutral, narrow, shoulder width, wide grip. Start with 5-second hangs and then work up to 10, 15, 20 seconds. Or you might say, oh Cam, that is too difficult. I can't free hang. Well, if free hanging is too difficult, use feet assisted hangs with a box under you and then progress to one leg and then no legs. That is the beauty of calisthenics, is that you can always make an exercise easier or more difficult. Once you're comfortable, I want you to aim for a hollow body hang. That means keeping your core tight, legs together, and then your glute engaged. One of the biggest mistakes is that we would rely too much on pulling with our arms. Pull-ups are primarily a back exercise, and that is something you need to remember because overusing our arms when we do the pull-up can lead to pain and issues with our elbows, leading to tendonitis, and it can even slow down your progress. This was one of the mistakes I've had for a long time as a beginner, and it wasn't until I learned how to pull from my back that I started to notice improvement with my pull-up. Okay, to learn to pull from our back, we need to start with learning how to control our shoulder blades. Scapular shrugs or active hangs are a great way to improve that scapular control. In a dead hang, you want to pull your shoulder blades down and away from your ears, keeping your arms straight. Relax back into a dead hang and repeat. Again, you can start with feet assisted with a box under you, and once you get better, you can progress to a full active hang. To learn a pull-up, you need to practice movements that will get you closer to it. An example of that is the Australian rows. This is one of the best exercises to start. Adjust the bar height to change the difficulty. Higher bar means that it is easier, lower bar will be harder. You can also play with the knee position. Bent knees are easier, straight legs makes it difficult. And notice in this exercise, your body forms a diagonal line. And as the bar gets lower, the line becomes more horizontal. This is an example of a horizontal pull exercise. This is slightly different from a pull-up, but still a good way to build pulling strength. Now we shift from diagonal pulling to vertical pulling. Set the bar around shoulder height, grab the bar with shoulder width grip, and place your hips directly underneath. As you pull yourself up, use your feet for assistance, just enough to help you through the movement, not too much. And try to get your chest as close to the bar as you can. This exercise is similar to the vertical motion of the pull-up, also very helpful to increase pull-up strength. You might notice that lowering yourself slowly feels way easier than pulling yourself up. That is why negatives are so helpful. At first, you might not have the strength to lower yourself slowly. It might feel like you're jumping onto the bar and then you are quickly dropping off. But keep practicing. Your strength will build and you will have more and more control over this. If you want to improve your pull-up strength, this is a must. And lastly, the isometric pull-up. This requires no movement, you just hold. Pick any point in the pull-up, at the top, middle, or even just above the dead hang, and hold yourself there. What I like about isometrics is that it helps you to fix your weak spots in your pull-ups. If you find yourself rounding your shoulders while doing the pull-up, holding the pull-up at different points can help you to build strength and improve your form. And if you find yourself getting stuck at a certain point or you're not halfway and you can't pull yourself any further than that, hold just below that point to gain strength where you need it the most. When you're new, don't even stress too much about achieving the perfect form. It will get better naturally as you get stronger, but it helps to start with some good habits. Ideally, you want to maintain a hollow body position and start from an active hang, meaning your shoulders are pulled back and down before you even begin with the pull. Keep everything tight throughout the movement. Instead of just thinking about pulling yourself up, focus on pulling your elbows down and towards your waist. Inhale before you pull and then exhale as you go up. Now, how do you structure your training to get your first pull-up? There are many ways to do it, and I'm not here to say my way is the only way. But if I had to relearn the pull-up from scratch, this is exactly how I would do it. Grip strength and scapular drills 2 to 3 times per week, Australian rows and feet-assisted pull-ups, 10 to 12 reps for 3 to 4 sets, twice a week. Negatives and isometrics, 5 reps for 5 sets, twice a week. This is optional, but you can also include banded pull-ups at the end of your workout, 2 to 3 sets to failure. As a general rule, for strength, go heavier with fewer reps. Think about 3 to 6 reps for 3 to 5 sets. For hypertrophy and endurance, aim for 8 to 12 reps. I recommend focusing on both hypertrophy and strength because improving one usually helps with the other. That's it, guys. Stick with this, stay consistent, and you will get your first pull-up sooner than you think. I know this has been a lot, but I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions at all, just leave them down in the comments below. Until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.